Welcome to the Secure Woman podcast. This is conversations on self trust, healing, and becoming. I'm glad you're here. Grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable because today we're talking about three words that have probably stopped your heart at least once. I need space. Just reading that might have made your stomach drop a little. And today we're going to unpack why. Because those three words mean something completely different depending on who's saying them. And understanding that difference might just change everything for you. Now, let's start with you, the anxious woman. You lean anxious in your relationships. So when someone says, I need space, your nervous system doesn't hear a request, it hears a verdict. It hears, you're too much. I'm pulling away. This is the beginning of the end. And suddenly, you're not just dealing with someone needing space, you're managing a 5 alarm fire inside your own body. Your mind starts racing. You start replaying conversations. What did I do? What did I say? Should I text? Should I not text? And the silence is the worst part because your nervous system was wired somewhere along the way, probably long before this relationship, to experience disconnection as danger, not discomfort, danger. So when you chase, when you reach out one more time, when you need reassurance, you're not being needy, you're being human. Your nervous system learned that staying connected meant staying safe. You're just trying to survive. The problem isn't that you love deeply. The problem is that nobody ever taught you that you could survive the space, that you could stay with yourself through the silence, that his needs for space is actually not a reflection of your worth. That's what we're building here. That security that lives inside you, that doesn't collapse every time someone needs to breathe. Now, let's talk about the woman who's on the other side of this. You lean avoidant. And some of you listening might recognize yourself here too. I need space isn't a power move. It's not manipulation. It's not punishment. It's oxygen. Somewhere in your story, you learned that needing people was risky, that depending on someone meant getting hurt, that the safest thing that you could do was handle things yourself. Stay a little distant, keep the door slightly open so you could leave if you needed to. So when a relationship starts to feel intense, when someone needs a lot from you, when the emotional temperature rises, your nervous system does what it is trained to do. It pulls back. It creates distance. Not because you don't care, often because you care so much it terrifies you. I need space is your nervous system saying, I don't know how to stay present right now without shutting down completely. And here's what's heartbreaking about this. You often don't even have the words for what's happening inside of you. You just know you need to breathe. You just know you need out of the intensity for a moment. You're not cold. You're not unfeeling. You're a woman who learned to protect herself the only way she knew how. Now, here's where it gets really interesting and really painful. These two women, or these two energies, are magnetically drawn to each other. The anxious woman is drawn to the avoidant because there's something that feels familiar about loving someone who's just slightly out of reach. And the avoidant is drawn to the anxious because that pursuit, that warmth that someone who really wants them, it feels like finally being chosen until it doesn't. Until the anxious woman reaches and the avoidant pulls back. And the more she reaches, the further he or she retreats. And the more they retreat, the more she reaches. It's a dance. And both people are doing exactly what their nervous systems were programmed to do. Nobody is the villain. Nobody is broken. But without awareness, without somebody saying, wait, let's look at what's actually happening here, this dance will repeat itself in this relationship and the next one and the one after that. The moment everything shifts is when the anxious woman learns to pause before she reaches, to ask herself, what do I actually need right now? And can I give it some of that to myself? And when the avoidant woman learns to stay just a few minutes in the discomfort, to say, I need some time to process instead of just disappearing. Not perfect, not overnight, but possible. And that's the work. And that's why you're here. So if this landed for you today, I want you to do one thing, just one. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it. Because somewhere in your world, there is a woman replaying a conversation, wondering what she did wrong and not realizing that she's not too much. She just hasn't learned yet that she's safe. I'm Cheryl, and this is the Secure Woman Podcast. Until next time, keep healing, keep becoming, and remember, security isn't something you find, it's something you build. I'll see you on the next podcast.